All right, time for another episode of the Josh Cast. Trying to figure out what my passion is. Well, it's stand-up. That's what my passion is. Making people laugh. I just want to make people laugh. And then what to do about that? Well, go do it, I guess. But what I'm trying to figure out is this if, let's say I already had a huge following and I had everything in my dreams and I could do whatever I wanted whenever I wanted, would I still do this podcast? And the answer is yes, provided that I could make it funny. So there's nothing stopping me from making it funny now other than my own personal incompetence. So really, all I have to do is get out of my own way. I don't know, one idea I had for an episode of this podcast is to just make up a Star Wars movie. Just start from beginning to end, make up a Star Wars movie. Because everyone's always talking the talk. Oh, I could, these new Star Wars movies are terrible. I could do a better Star Wars movie than that. And I myself have said that. And you know what? I think it's a lot harder than it looks. And as I think back on it, I don't like the idea of disrespecting people who spent years working on something, whether it's good or bad. On the other hand, though, people have to have a sense of humor about it. If there's, if the movie doesn't work or if there's something about the movie that is a tad ridiculous. Like, for instance, the room full of Sith Lords who were just watching as Rey fights Palpatine. Just watching the whole thing like it was a show. At no point did any of them say, maybe we should get up there and help them. They're shooting a lot of lightning. Let's just sit this one out. Let's wait and see. And then they were all vaporized by the Force. The light side of the Force, which says that you shouldn't kill, vaporized everybody. Oh, they did also reveal in the novelization of The Rise of Skywalker that the Emperor was a clone. That he was able to transfer his spirit from his dying body to the new clone body. Why does he need the clone body to transfer his spirit? Couldn't he just transfer his spirit to someone else? Now this is going to turn to that Denzel Washington movie. He can just keep spirit hopping. Yeah, that one. Why does it have to be a clone? Well, then again, he said at the end of the movie, I'm going to transfer into... He wanted to jump into Rey. He needs a... I guess the way the Force is strong with you, but not strong enough. You still need a body donor of some kind. I guess that's how the Force works. It's strong, but not that strong. There's only so much the Force can do. And then again, why would you want to keep doing that if in the universe of the Force, you could just become a Force ghost and go wherever you want, do whatever you want, even dress however you want as a ghost? Because they do, I would assume, when they're not in a non-corporeal form, they can decide what clothes they wear. Luke Skywalker could have come out in a bathing suit just to help lighten the mood. But yeah, if I were to do a Star Wars movie, what kind of Star Wars movie would I do? How would I do The Last Jedi? Here's how I would do The Last Jedi. It opens, and the First Order is chasing the Resistance, and Leia says, I think they can they can track us when we're at light speed. So no matter where we go, they're gonna just keep tracking us. And then she said, "Oh right, I can use the Force." And she uses the Force to stop them from tracking them, and they escape, gather their forces gradually over the next 10 years, mount a successful campaign to defeat the First Order. Then the new regime becomes too powerful and corrupt, and so then somebody else is going to come along and topple them, and it's one long continuous cycle until everyone is dead. Yeah, I shouldn't write a Star Wars movie. That was my crack at it. I took my crack at it. But that's my problem with all the Star Wars movies. It's at any point, I feel like the Force, to me, in these Star Wars movies, feels like playing a card game like Magic the Gathering, and then there's just the Force card. And I just drop the Force card, and suddenly I can do whatever I want in the right moment. The Emperor could not survive. Force card. Oh, I guess he can survive. That's what's always bothered me about it. Again, I've talked about this in previous podcasts, but that's why I identify more with the Star Trek ilk. I think because I like stories where somebody who's not the chosen one is able to rise to the occasion. That's what I like. I mean, in a weird way, I keep thinking back to Rogue One. None of them were the chosen one, but they all died in the end. But I never feel like the chosen one. They say you are the hero of your own story. And I know I'm in a story, but I do not feel like a hero. I feel like a protagonist, but not a hero. I feel like a protagonist in a really dark Steven Soderbergh movie where things just kind of happen to him, and it's handheld camera kind of a movie. This isn't, not huge special effects. This is just a slogging kind of film. That's what that feels like more to me than anything. This is one of the first times I'm doing this Joshcast while not driving. I'm actually in the car, and the car is idling, but I'm not driving. I wanted to do it as I was driving, and I thought, I'm not going to do it. And then the Spirit moved me to do it, so now I'm doing it. The Great Unknown. I don't think The Call of the Wild did well. I don't know, the trailers for that movie looked weird to me. The fact that the dog was CGI'd, that was strange. So wait, who's the main character in The Call of the Wild? Is it the dog or is it Harrison Ford? I think it's the dog. It must be that's right, because he wrote the story from the dog's point of view. Should have had Harrison Ford play the dog. And not even try to do any special effects. Not even have Harrison Ford, walk around or on all fours. Just, it's Harrison Ford dressed in a suit, and it opens the movie with him saying, "I'm a dog." And then he goes through the movie, and he gets to be Harrison Ford, but in the situation of the dog. So when they're, saying to the dog, "You got to be the sled dog. You got to be the lead sled dog," Harrison Ford can say, "Get off my sled." Just wait just a minute. What do you think you're doing? That's I would pay good money to see that. Oh, Harrison Ford's playing the dog in The Call of the Wild. Yep. But I mean, in all the promo, he's just Harrison Ford wearing a suit. Yep. But he doesn't look like a dog. He's Harrison Ford. He comes out at the beginning of the movie and he says, "Hey, I'm playing the dog. Deal with it." And it's a great movie. And we all collectively go, okay, he's the dog in this scene. And have him in the suit running through the creeks and the nature in Alaska. I would totally see that movie. We don't need to spend millions of dollars on special effects. I will watch Harrison Ford say, I'm going to play a dog, and then just proceed to be 100% Harrison Ford in the movie. I would watch that. I would be watching it right now. I would be rewatching it. There would be nothing better than that. Why doesn't anyone listen to me? Why doesn't anyone listen to me? That is brilliant. I feel like I got to end the podcast on that note. It's going to be a short cast today.